It's Memphis, and it's finally official. I'm going to join FC Barcelona, and I'm very excited about it. It's literally a dream coming true for me.
Most players see football as their whole world. For Memphis Depay, it's just the stage. He's the Dutch icon who stunned the globe by swapping European giants like Barcelona for the chaos and passion of Brazil. But in 2026, the real drama isn't on the pitch. It's in his $46,000 a month hotel suite. Corinthians is pleading with him to move out, but with a contract that guarantees a private chef, an armored motorcade, and a 900 square meter penthouse at the Rosewood, Memphis is staying blind to the noise. Today, we're stepping inside the high-fashion, high-stakes life of football's ultimate luxury maverick. Memphis Depay entered the world on February 13, 1994, in Moordrecht, a quiet Dutch town, worlds away from flashing lights and roaring stadiums. Born to a Ghanaian father and a Dutch mother, his identity was shaped early by contrast, two cultures meeting long before he understood what that meant. But whatever promise lay in his origins, his childhood would not unfold gently. At just 4 years old, his world cracked open. His father left, not briefly, not gradually, but completely. The absence cut deep, like a door slammed shut before a child could ask why. Overnight, his mother became everything: provider, protector, anchor. And into that silence rushed anger, confusion, and a loneliness far too heavy for a boy so young. A home that once felt whole became fragile. Money grew scarce, direction blurred, and with emotions swelling like an untamed storm, trouble was never far behind. Football saved him, not with structure or strategy at first, but with instinct. On the streets and dusty pitches of Moordrecht, Memphis played like a boy running from shadows. Every touch of the ball an exhale. It wasn't about winning, it was relief. Even as a child at VV Moordrecht, coaches saw it. This wasn't just talent, it was combustion. He played sharp, intense, as if the game owed him answers. Still, the path fought back. School felt restrictive, authority felt suffocating. Memphis called himself a troubled kid, carrying pain without language. Music briefly became his refuge, rap verses scribbled like diary entries. But football, relentless and demanding, claimed him fully. It was the one place his noise made sense. And he didn't walk that road alone. Memphis grew up with siblings, 2 brothers and a sister, all raised by the same determined mother after their father's departure. While he shields them from the spotlight, their shared upbringing mattered. They learned resilience together, survived together. That bond, quiet, unpublicized, shaped his fierce loyalty and self-reliance, like steel forged under the same flame. Then came a final, defining choice. As his career began to rise, Memphis let go of his surname. Depay carried too much absence, too much weight. Dropping it wasn't rejection, it was rebirth. By becoming simply Memphis, he transformed a hometown name into a statement, pain into fuel, history into forward motion. Professional football did not gently shape Memphis Depay. It forged him like iron in a furnace, testing his talent, his confidence, and his will. He burst onto the professional stage with PSV Eindhoven at just 17, raw and fearless, playing as if doubt didn't exist. What followed was not a slow burn, but an eruption. By the 2014-15 season, Memphis had taken control of Dutch football, scoring 22 league goals, finishing as Eredivisie top scorer, and driving PSV to their first league title since 2008. The individual honors came rushing in: Dutch Footballer of the Year and global recognition as France football's best young player in 2015. In a single season, potential hardened into dominance. Europe was watching. Manchester United answered the call, handing Memphis football's heaviest inheritance, the number 7 shirt. But in England, brilliance lived under a microscope. Moments of magic flashed like lightning through clouds. Spectacular goals, fearless expression, but consistency slipped away. Pressure grew louder, time grew shorter, and by 2017, Memphis stood at a crossroads where many careers collapsed. Instead of breaking, he restarted. At Lyon, he found space to breathe and to rise. The flair remained, but leadership replaced impulsiveness. Goals flowed again. Responsibility sharpened him. Over 5 seasons, he became Lyon's centerpiece, scoring 63 goals and carrying the team through league battles and European nights alike, like a captain steering through heavy water. By the time he left France in 2021, Memphis was no longer proving himself. He was established. Barcelona followed during a period of turmoil and transition. Once more, Memphis adapted, contributing goals and experience as the club clawed back success, lifting La Liga and the Spanish Super Cup. Atletico Madrid came next, then Corinthians, where he crossed continents without losing identity, helping secure the Copa do Brasil in 2025. A reminder that hunger does not fade with distance, and through every club change, one stage remained constant. In orange, Memphis became relentless. Tournament after tournament, qualifier after qualifier, he delivered until the record books surrendered. Goal by goal, he rose to become the Netherlands' all-time leading goalscorer, surpassing legend and sealing his place in history. His international journey includes a FIFA World Cup bronze medal in 2014, a UEFA Nations League runner-up finish in 2019, multiple European championships, and an under-17 European title that hinted at what was to come. Memphis Depay's career is not a straight road. It's a storm path carved by impact. For Memphis Depay, love has never come easily, not because he lacks emotion, but because his life has always moved at full speed, like a train that doesn't stop long enough for hearts to settle. Fame found him early, loud and blinding, and with it came relationships lived under a microscope. Every connection felt public, every silence magnified. One of his earliest high-profile romances, with Laurie Harvey, looked flawless from the outside. Two young stars orbiting the same spotlight, but perfection cracks under pressure. When it ended, it did so quietly, leaving behind another reminder that love can struggle when expectation becomes weight. Then came Chloe Bailey, an artist who spoke the same language of rhythm and feeling. Their bond felt warmer, more expressive, like two creatives finding shelter in each other's chaos. Music, vulnerability, shared understanding. But even that couldn't outrun reality. Two rising lives, pulling in different directions, drifted apart like constellations moving just out of sync. Through it all, Memphis remained guarded. Trust, for him, is not instinct, it is learned. Childhood abandonment left marks that romance alone cannot erase, and love demands for him what it does not for most: safety, loyalty, stillness. In a life defined by movement, stillness is rare. Today, Memphis Depay stands as a man who has loved under bright lights and healed in the dark. His relationships mirror his journey, intense, honest, shaped by growth. He's no longer chasing spectacle. He learned early that talent earns you money, but strategy keeps it. So when success finally found him, he treated it like a flame, useful, powerful, but never something to play with blindly. Football was the spark. Smart choices made it a fire. Across elite clubs, PSV Eindhoven, Manchester United, Lyon, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and later Corinthians, Memphis earned not just salaries, but leverage. By his early 30s, his estimated net worth had climbed into the 20 to 25 million euro range, built on contracts shaped around bonuses, image rights, and commercial clauses rather than base pay alone. At Corinthians, he became the club's highest paid player, signing a deal reported near 11 million euros, with performance incentives capable of pushing earnings far higher. Unlike many stars, his income didn't depend on minutes alone, it depended on value, and Memphis knew his value. His partnership with Puma transformed him from athlete into icon. This wasn't just sponsorship, it was collaboration. Limited edition boots, global campaigns, signature designs built around personal milestones. Each release reinforced a brand that felt authored, not rented. Endorsements now account for millions per year, often rivaling or exceeding his football salary. Like a well-balanced formation, he made sure no single stream carried all the weight. But Memphis never confined himself to sport. Fashion became a revenue stream, clothing and jewelry lines shaped by his bold aesthetic and global following. Music, too, evolved from therapy into business. Under the name Memphis, he releases tracks, monetizes platforms like YouTube and Spotify, and converts creativity into recurring income. It's diversification done instinctively, like a counterattack launched before the defense even settles. Yet not every return is financial. Through the Memphis Foundation, he redirects a portion of that wealth toward deaf and blind children, using sport and music as bridges to inclusion. The foundation does not exist to profit, but it pays dividends in another currency: impact. Where Memphis once played to survive, he now gives to stabilize lives that mirror his own beginnings. His money works even when he doesn't. That was always the goal. Memphis Depay's wealth is not flashy by accident. It's designed, layered carefully like tactics on a chalkboard. Every contract structured, every brand aligned, every venture intentional. So now, let's step inside what that wealth actually looks like: his mansions. For Memphis Depay, a home is never just shelter. It's a signal of arrival, of control, of standing above what once tried to pull him under. That story is written highest in Rotterdam. Perched on the 40th floor, his 512 square meter penthouse rises over the city like a watchtower wrapped in glass. The skyline spills in from every angle. By day, a moving canvas. By night, a sea of lights. Bought for €2.45 million and later listed at €4.95 million, the space mirrors his ascent. Inside, 4 bedrooms, 2 luxury bathrooms, a private sauna, a jacuzzi, a home cinema, and 4 parking spaces. Comfort stacked as high as the view itself. From there, his life carried him south. When Barcelona called in 2021, Memphis settled into Pedralbes, one of the city's most guarded and exclusive neighborhoods. The home, valued between €3 million and €4 million by local market standards, wasn't designed to impress crowds, but to block them out. Behind gates and greenery, the pace slowed, the noise faded. It was refuge, not spectacle, like a deep breath mid-career. Brazil told a different story. In São Paulo, playing for Corinthians, Memphis chose motion over roots. He lived from a luxury hotel suite, costing $46,000 per month, complete with private security and a personal driver. No deed, no permanence, just high-end transit, like living out of a suitcase made of glass and marble. Beyond what's public, Memphis keeps further real estate holdings in the Netherlands and Spain, forming a property portfolio valued in the multi-million-dollar range. Details remain private by design. Control, after all, is part of the luxury. His lifestyle doesn't just shine at home, it starts the moment he turns the key. Leading the collection is silence wrapped in authority. The Rolls-Royce Wraith, valued at approximately $330,000, doesn't race. It glides, long, dark, and deliberate. It moves like a shadow through traffic. Every detail whispers dominance. Hand-stitched leather, starlight ceilings, power delivered smoothly, like a ruler who no longer needs to shout. But elegance alone has never been enough. Parked beside it is one of the rarest luxury convertibles ever made, the Mercedes Maybach 650 Cabriolet, a machine so exclusive that fewer than 300 were produced worldwide. Priced around $350,000, it turns opulence into performance art. Roof down, it demands attention. Roof up, it seals Memphis inside a private world of stitched perfection and controlled power. Then comes the release. The Ferrari 488 Spider, valued at roughly $280,000, rips through the calm like a scream after silence. Low, aggressive, and unapologetically loud, it exists for one reason: to feel alive. The engine doesn't hum, it roars. This is the car for adrenaline, for night when speed feels like freedom reclaimed. Memphis Depay doesn't spend money only on what you can park or drive. Some of it follows him, like armor you wear rather than own. On his wrist, time becomes art. Rolex Day Date and Daytona models worth $40,000 each to $70,000 flash quietly, while diamond-set Hublot pieces climb past $100,000. These aren't watches, they're reminders that time, once stolen, is now controlled. That control carries weight, literally. Custom gold and diamond jewelry drapes his neck and hands, each piece ranging from $20,000 to well over $80,000, adding up to hundreds of thousands over time. The heaviness is intentional, like proof you can feel against your chest. His wardrobe speaks the same language. Clad in Louis Vuitton, Dior, Balenciaga, chrome hearts, and rare sneakers, Memphis turns fashion into punctuation. A single outfit can run $5,000 to $15,000, while limited sneakers alone touch $10,000 plus. Nothing accidental, every look deliberate, like walking through life styled as a statement. When he traveled, the world bent. First-class seat costing $10,000 plus per trip. Private jet flight between $20,000 and $50,000. Five-star suites at $3,000 to $8,000 per night. Movement becomes insulation. Silence purchased by distance. Even care has a cost. Tattoos etched with meaning total tens of thousands, while private trainers, chefs, security, and wellness routines quietly stack into six-figure annual expenses. Luxury for Memphis isn't noise, it's precision. He once lived without control. Now he buys it layer by layer. Yet his journey hasn't been smooth. Controversy has followed close behind. The tension surfaced early at Manchester United. Handed the iconic number 7 shirt, Memphis arrived with swagger and expectation in equal measure. When performances dipped, patience vanished. Pundits and former legends didn't just question his form, they questioned how he lived. His fashion, cars, and confidence were framed as distraction, turning self-expression into a public trial. In England, Flair was forgiven only when backed by gold. That judgment never fully left him. Even on international duty, his style split opinion. Moments of brilliance, like his audacious Panenka penalty against France, landed on a knife edge. To supporters, it was courage. To critics, arrogant. Memphis walked that line constantly, celebrated and condemned within the same breath. Then came the moment that silenced debate. In August 2024, during a night in Monaco, Memphis made a serious mistake, driving under the influence. The fallout was swift and heavy: a 4-month suspended prison sentence, a €9,000 fine, and a 2-year driving ban. He apologized publicly, owning the error without excuse. It was no longer about image or style, it was accountability. Brazil brought a different storm. After joining Corinthians, his luxury lifestyle again dominated headlines. A hotel suite costing around $46,000 per month, paid for by a financially struggling club, became a lightning rod for criticism. Fans questioned priority. Executives pushed back. What was contractually agreed turned into a symbol of excess, placing Memphis at the center of a national debate. Even the smallest moments were magnified. A phone in hand on the bench, cameras rolling, questions raised. Though later explained, the incident reignited old narratives, professionalism dissected under a microscope, as if silence itself were now expected. When you look at Memphis Depay's life, the mansions, the cars, the tailored silence of luxury, it's easy to think this is about money, but it isn't. It's about distance from where he started to where he now stands. Every high-rise view, every polished detail, every moment of comfort is a reminder that struggle doesn't have to be permanent, that survival can turn into choice, that a boy with no control can grow into a man who owns every direction he moves. Luxury didn't change Memphis. It protected him. It gave him space to breathe, to heal, to decide who he wanted to be beyond the noise. And when the applause fades, when the lights shut off, he still has something priceless: peace on his own terms. This isn't the story of wealth. It's the story of earning quiet after chaos. And that is the real luxury. Thanks for watching. Thanks.